Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are with us live and those who are watching our replay later on, thank you for joining us today. We are on episode 4 or session 4 for our social emotional learning series. And I always say I'm super excited, but I'm excited again as usual. Our title today is That's a Wrap 2021 Year in Review, because this is our last episode of 2021. My name
That
is
is,
Castro.
and I am Ricardo Recinos.
We're off to a good start, Ricardo.
It's perfect.
We're both tectos from Hacienda La Fuente.
Kind of like the year's been, right? Stumbling through it, right?
But we're going to make it. We're going to make it.
We are going to make it.
So again, this is part of our SEL series. So of course, every time we want to revisit our definition for SEL, and it is a process for helping children and adults develop the fundamental skills for life effectiveness. This is something, I mean, now that we're doing this series, I feel like this is something I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Really, it's so important to be able to reflect, teach our students, and also just ourselves in general, right? SEL teaches the skills we all need to handle ourselves, our relationships, and our work effectively and ethically.
And I think you said the magic word, reflect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So our objective looks scary long today, but we're doing something a little bit different today, just because it is a special episode, because it's our last episode of the year. So just hang in there with us, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Okay. So this is our time to have fun and unwind, but that doesn't mean social emotional learning has to stop. So even though we're going to have fun, we're about to be on break soon. Social emotion. Yep,
I'm celebrating. There's fireworks everywhere.
Me with his fires, but that's okay. SEL does not have to stop, right? We can continue that even during our break. As social and emotional beings, every child, adolescent, and adult can continuously choose to flex these important muscles. Avoid the dreaded "I'm bored" comments by trying out some fun activities and tasks that promote social emotional development. So that kind of goes into what we're doing today. So our purpose today is, of course, to reflect on this last year. It's really important to have time to reflect, and also to talk about some SEL activities to do during winter break, because it's coming. And yeah, we're so excited. And our non-purpose, as always, it's gift time. It's break time. Oh my goodness. We don't want you to feel limited to what is shared today, because we've received a lot of these ideas from you, and there's so much out there. So if you want to share more, please let us know. We would love to hear from you, but do not feel like this is all there is. There's so much out there. All right, so 2021 wrap. Okay, so Ricardo, I have a confession. I didn't think these through before. So let's just see how it goes. Okay,
so we are in the same boat.
Okay. We thought it would be more authentic to do it with all of you today. Let's see how it goes. All right, so 2021 wrap up. What is your favorite memory? Are we talking about memory in general, or talking about memory for our series? What do you think?
Think we can do both if you want to. My favorite memory, I think it's always the time that I get to spend with my family away from everything. We made it a tradition to get away for holidays. We were, out there in Cancun during summer, and we just came back and actually got to share some great moments with your family. And Hawaii during Thanksgiving. So that's definitely one of my favorite memories. What about you?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I know myself. I should have thought of this earlier. If you know me, I'm a planner. This isn't good. All right, my favorite memory. I think I have plenty, and the show isn't long enough, and you don't want to see me get teary-eyed in front of everybody. But I think I'll bring it to this series, because I think one of my favorite memories or things about this year is just actually starting something like this, because this is something I know that for myself I've always wanted to do. I've learned so much from other educators, and I've always wanted to share, reach a bigger audience. And I think it was a miracle, really, that this came about and we were able to do this. So for me, that's one of my favorite things for this year. That kind of brings us segues into the
I agree. I agree when it comes to our series and our show, right? Going back and thinking of like July as we got ready to do our lunch and learn, if you remember, and trying to help our teachers with the Canvas, get back into it after we have been gone for so long. But from that moment to doing this sessions, I think we've done them every week, with the exception of Thanksgiving, and that's something to celebrate, I think, right? I couldn't think that, go in August that we're going to be doing this every week. So that's pretty incredible.
And we've had a lot of you ask us, how we got started. And I think we were, like what Ricardo said, we just really, really wanted to help, and we didn't have a way to do it. We had teachers who were coming back from pandemic, starting to go back in person, and really needed assistance. And there was no way for us to help the way we wanted. So this is how we were able to do it. So yeah, really.
So shout out to CTA, HLPTA, right, and ILC, because it gave us the avenue to reach our teachers and to be able to support with what they need. So we're definitely blessed, and we're definitely thankful for that. Yes. Yes,
very thankful for our families and the time we get to spend with them, but also very thankful for this time with them. Okay, so favorite strategy, resource, or tech tool? Such a nerdy question. Okay, so I keep asking you. I'm trying to think at the same time. I'm trying to buy myself some time. Ricardo, what's your favorite?
Again, as we think about helping our teachers and our students, I think we brought in reading progress this year, and it's been such a great tool when we talk about helping our students with fluency and working on fluency. That I think that has been my favorite tool that we talked about this year. Not only that, but just to see how it keeps improving and it keeps getting better. I think you and me were talking about it on Twitter today, how the new updates are just amazing for it. And we can't wait to show those to our teachers. So I think that would be the one that I would pick. What about you?
I should have gone first, because that's the exact one that I was going to pick.
And I think, and like I said, and Twitter, I said it today, right? Like, students that are challenged by reading are going to have trouble in all core areas, right? All subjects, right? So when we talk about fluency, right? Literacy is the foundation of all subject areas. And I think reading progress helps so much with it. And I think because of that, that's my favorite tool. And not only that, but in a personal reason, because I see it work with my daughter. You've seen it. You are the teacher in the class, and then and my daughter goes out there and that's the reading progress, and I've seen just leaps when it comes to her fluency. So definitely, and also hearing from our teachers. I've had so many teachers come out to us and reach out and be like, "Oh my God, we love reading progress." So for me, that is my favorite.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, we did an episode on that. So we'll talk about that later, but you could definitely find that on our playlist, and we'd love to talk about it. I think me coming from an elementary background, Ricardo sees it all around, and so do I. But I think once I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, my emerging readers, like what a great resource that my kids can use and that I can use to kind of streamline and helping my kids, become better readers. So anyways, we can go on and on and on. But
like Teresa said, it is in one of our prior episodes, and I'm sure we're going to touch it again as we go back and touch the updates, because they're amazing. So we definitely will be talking about it again.
So what is our favorite episode?
Wow. We'll have you go first.
Okay. Actually,
can I tell you my favorite?
I'm good. No,
Since you said no. First. Okay, go ahead. Fine. Let's flip a coin, head or tails. Ready?
Oh, no, you went first twice. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to say reading progress, strangely, because that's my favorite tool, but it's not my favorite episode that we've done. My favorite episode.
It was tails, by the way. Go ahead.
People are going to stop watching right now, just so you know. Stop arguing with me. Okay, so my favorite episode was actually our Flipgrid episode.
Why?
I just one, it was super fun. I think you did for the most part all the new features that all the new filters and everything, and I thought not only was it hilarious, but it was also so fun. Like I couldn't wait to bring it out to our kids. It was something I was so excited to share. So that was a really, really good episode, because there were a lot of updates that I think people wouldn't have even heard about if I didn't see you actually share them. So I really liked that episode. And it was
now that you mentioned that episode, and we talk about giving students a voice, right? And that's what Flipgrid does, give students a voice, but also do it in a fun way. We've been lucky, even during these times, during the pandemic, we've been lucky to visit some classes, but just to see it being used still in the world language classrooms. If you remember, we were at one of our elementaries, and the teacher was giving a project where the final project was a Flipgrid. and we were talking about all the different features and all different cameras and filters and so on and so on. And she was so excited for her students to do that, right? So yes, I agree. That was one of my favorite ones. But I have a favorite one. If you remember when we had Araceli come in the first time, it is always very difficult for me to be on the other side. And we were playing the student role in that particular episode. And I was very uncomfortable. And it took me out of my comfort zone. But at the end, for whatever reason, learning from her and seeing these techniques that she's using when it comes to DBL, I felt like I learned so much. So I think that for me was my favorite episode. And I mean, and we had great guests. Now, Gabriel has been great, right? I love those. Lisa has been great. So definitely.
I think definitely our guest speakers are favorites on the very top of the list for sure. Because I learned so much from them. So yeah. So Gabriel, Lisa, Araceli. Yeah, I agree with you.
Definitely. And again, if you don't know what we are talking about, we'll put it in the link. But as you can see, yes, we've been blessed, like I said, to actually do this every week. And our sessions going from our inclusive classroom, right, to our student engagement and our SEL sessions. I think we've been very, very lucky to do this.
Yes, and every week I get tired and I sometimes want to skip a week, and Ricardo always has to give me a pep talk to do it. And I thank him for it. And I thank you all for still being here with us. So yes, these are episodes, so check it out. All right,
definitely.
Going.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is me right now. Are we there yet? I'm talking about break. Are some of you already on break? I think there are a few. I have a few friends who are already on break, but most of you, especially
I'm always on break.
You're on break. Yeah, right. Workaholic. For HLP USD, we have, how many more days do we have, Ricardo? One more day. Oh my goodness, if we could just survive one more day and we're going to be on break. But we don't, even though we're on break, there are still opportunities for us to practice SEL. So we wanted the remainder of our session today to be talking about SEL activities that we would do over break. And we're talking to you, teachers. Of course, these are great for kids too, but teachers, you need to take some time for yourself. So this episode is really dedicated to you. Even though we love our kids so, so much, it's so important for self-care. And we're going to have a few weeks of break, and we really want to make sure that you're taking time to take care of yourself. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the rest of our session today. All right, so here's some suggestions that you could do on your break. These seem pretty obvious, but for teachers who are always busy, we neglect this all the time. So one of them, and I know this is Ricardo's favorite. What is it? You know,
people don't know about this me, but I love to read, and I never had time to do it when it comes to like just enjoyment reading, right? So I always tell you, like, I can't wait for summer, or I can't wait for vacation to be able to read. And as you spend time with us in Thanksgiving, you probably noticed that I was always in front of the pool with my Kindle open. I was just reading and reading and reading because I love to read, right? So definitely something that we want to recommend to you, to take some time. And I'm not sure if our Hacienda La Puente teachers are aware, but they all have a Sora account, and we have so many titles and great books in there that they can definitely go ahead and read.
Carter, is Sora free?
Sora is free. So I'm going to actually move away from our presentation just for a second. I wanted to make sure that we kind of show that to them. So for our teachers, if you are familiar with ClassLink and you all have the ability to just go here and click on Sora, and when you click on it, it basically logs you in automatically, okay? You have a single sign-on, and then here you have the ability to go and borrow any books that you might want to from our collection. So maybe I wanted to read Harry Potter, right? Just to give you an idea, and here we go. Notice everything is right here, right? And we have the audiobooks too, and we also have the books, and it's just, and maybe just for you or for your kids, maybe this is such a great tool to have. Do you do any reading during break, Teresa?
That's a hard question. Would I like to do some reading over the break? Yes, absolutely. And even though I prefer regular books that I can hold, I mean, I was against it at first. I was like, no, I'm going to have real books. But you know what? No, once you show this to me, it's so much easier.
Yes, it is, right? And then obviously my Kindle, I'm into science fiction. I tell the story to Teresa. I think I said it many times, right? This is one of my favorite authors. Ended up becoming friends with him on Facebook, and such a great person. He actually used my name to be one of his characters in one of his books. So it's pretty incredible, right? So yeah, that's what I'm reading right now, some of the stuff. So yeah, very, very fun. But Sora is available for you. And please go ahead and take advantage of that because we have some great titles and great collections in there, definitely.
And we know we have some teachers who join us from other districts. If, you know, you might have Sora, and if you don't, Sora's also, or Overdrive also works with your local libraries, right? So, so a great resource to have.
Definitely.
Click. All right. So another thing that would be a fun activity for you to do with your family is to explore holiday traditions, because I know we all have our own traditions, but it's always great to also learn about traditions of others, right? Ricardo. So this is just a little picture of different books of different cultures where you could learn different holiday traditions.
And you know, going back to Sora, I actually was when you were mentioning this particular slide, we were talking about it and planning. Let me see if I can go to it right now. See if it lets me bring it up. There we go. You know, I actually went in there and I just went in here and I said, I typed holiday traditions. Yeah, it's still there. And I was able to find so many books about different cultures and different holiday traditions. You know, we have some stuff in Spanish in here. If you notice, it's Navidad. I thought that was kind of cool. So those are available in our Sora collection too. And I thought that was fun. Also, I don't know if you remember, but we had some of our students actually participate. I don't know if I have it open.
Oh.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah.
We had actually Flipgrid live event, which we love. They did something today discussing basically, I can show you a little piece if we can. They were basically discussing how it was called What Makes You Light Up Inside, and talking about the way different cultures celebrate the holidays. And as they were talking about it, I'll play maybe like about 10 seconds.
Where the two circles overlap. Now, what makes each one special or unique? You can list these differences.
And I love how they were actually having the students look at a tradition they celebrate and comparing it to something that they might not be aware of, and then how they were similar. I thought that was very, very cool. So this was something that is available actually online. If you wanted to check it out, I thought it was great. And then I went to their website, and as I went in, the first thing that I saw is like, what is Las Posadas? And I automatically brought me back to my childhood, and I went in here, and there was so many resources over here about, you know, this type of holiday traditions. So I thought that was kind of cool. Anything else on this one, Teresa?
Actually, yeah, I wanted to say more, but I know I'm checking the time right now, so I think we need to keep going. So let's keep going.
Okay.
So another great one is what you could do over break yourself or your family is to do community service. There's lots of ideas. Here are some fun pictures of his family and my family doing some things for community service. You want to talk about your pictures a little bit, Ricardo?
Oh, ladies first. Go ahead and tell us about...
This is my daughter at the bottom, and we do love to do community service and helping others. And you could see that she's donating to postal workers. She is making some blessing bags for the homeless, and she's also donating to one of the shelters nearby. So just great things to do to share with your family.
That sounds great. Yeah. And then on top, you actually can see me over here pouring some masa. We call this tamaleada. And we've been doing this for many years with one of my high school friends. And we get together, we purchase about 200 pounds of masa. And all of our friends get together and we make tamales, we eat tamales. But the great thing is that we have a great time as friends and family. We come together. But the next day, we actually go out there, and we'll go out there to, sometimes we've done it to a shelter, we've done it to community centers. And we take the tamales that we made and we actually get to feed people out there. So it's really, really fun tradition that we've had, and we've done it for many, many years as a community service.
Fun and very rewarding. So if you have time, please find time during your break to do some community service. It makes such a big difference for those you are helping. Let's continue. This is a good one too. Growth mindset visualization. And we know we spend a lot of time reflecting on the last year, and we were talking about reflecting about our show and things like that. But you know, it's really a great idea to spend time to reflect on your year in general. Be honest about it. You know, what were some of your struggles? What are some of the things that you're proud of? and just kind of taking time to know that even though things were difficult, even though there might be things that you weren't as successful as you wanted to be, to continue to have a growth mindset and to visualize for the upcoming year so that you could set goals for yourself. So did you have anything to say about this one, Ricardo?
No, but we were trying to find a way how to bring in the Flipgrid challenge that we saw, if you remember. And what a great way to bring it in, right? What are you passionate about, right? They kind of tied it up with Sing too, and they wanted people to actually reflect and think about something that they're passionate about and won't let anything get in their way, right? And I thought that kind of went hand in hand with it. So I know you were having your daughter do this over break, and I'm actually having my daughter try it, and she's so excited. Tippy toes, tippy toes. I don't know. She loves that part from that movie. I can't even remember how it goes, but I'm sure you heard her talk about it. But yes.
Absolutely. So having that growth mindset as you reflect and as you plan for the next year, very important.
Yep.
So another one is also, we've done this in one of our sessions as well. And just like we take time to read, it's really important to take time to do something like deep breathing. It helps you achieve mindful awareness and can have a tremendous impact on your ability to de-stress. And please take time to de-stress during this break. Definitely.
And I have to, again, Teresa, I have to give a plug to our, if I can find it right now, let me look for it. I thought I had it open already, but I probably don't. Our wellness coach that we have available for all of our Hacienda La Puente teachers and students is just amazing. In a different episode, we kind of showed you how to use it. But I mean, you come in here, I noticed today they have something called My Challenge, 7-day mind, body, and work stress. And I can join it if I want to. We can just view it. Let's just view it right now. Okay. And then let's kind of look at the overview. There's sessions and then the overview and what you're going to do throughout the week. So I thought it was kind of a fun thing to do. So this is available for you and it's free. And the great thing is that you're doing it with a lot of people all over that use Microsoft Teams. So if you choose to join it, you're not going to be alone. You're going to be doing it with other people. So this will be a lot of fun. So the 7-day mind, body, work stress relief challenge.
You know what? I actually think I might do that.
I am going to do it too. Yeah. Yes, let's do it.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Season's greeting. We thought this one was just kind of fun to do, with the kids or even with yourself, just to know season's greetings in different languages. We interact with a lot of, family and friends from all over, and it would be really great to be able to greet them in their own language, right? How special they would feel about that. So that was a quick and a fun one.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and move on.
Another one is exploring your family traditions. So we did talk about different cultures before, but looking into your own family's traditions. That I know this is a conversation that we haven't had very much with my daughter. I feel like it needs to be an intentional conversation talking about, we do a lot of things the same all the time. We don't really talk about, this is a family tradition for us. And, maybe looking back at pictures and showing how these traditions were before my daughter was born, and how it continues today and how important it is to keep these traditions up for our family. Just having these great conversations about things we do together. That's that. Oh, I see your picture there, Mr. Racino.
One of our family traditions is that we always take pictures for the holidays, and usually we do it in one of our trips that we get away to to just kind of be by ourselves and enjoy. And this was one that we took just this past Thanksgiving. But thinking about that, Teresa, we started doing this because I used to have a coworker at Wilson High School many years ago. And I just happened to ask, what are you guys doing for the holidays? And she says, she's like, we have this tradition where we give each other as presents to our family members. So we go away for a week. There's no presents that we give to each other. There's no gifts. There's nothing material. It is our presence and just being able to celebrate together. Wow. And I thought it was so amazing that I actually started doing that. And I model our family tradition of getting away during the holidays based on this particular teacher and what they did for their family.
That's really important, having that tradition of being present with the family. And that's so hard to do, especially we're so busy right now, we're really overwhelmed. And sometimes that really gets overlooked. So really intentionally giving yourself that time. So yeah, definitely. And this is a way to do it to explore your family traditions. Set a goal for winter break. So I love goals. Ricardo knows that, but we're talking about smaller goals. So we're talking about goals just over the winter break. Just what's something that you could do over the winter break? There's some examples here, like I'll exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes.
That's not gonna happen. Okay, next.
And I think that the goal is really, if you could do it over winter break, then maybe the momentum can help you to continue to do it too. So Ricardo, if you had to set a goal over winter break, what would you do?
I was trying to read the samples that you had there. Unplug. I feel like my phone never leaves my hand, and I'm always, trying to be helpful or just, doing something. And sometimes I need to go back and see what's important, right? My daughter, and spending time with them. So yeah, probably unplug would be a goal that maybe I have for winter break. And I don't know, what about you?
I think unplugging would be a really good one too. So I'll think about that one. But I think one of the obvious ones, one of the first ones here is exercise. So I think I always say I don't have time, and I won't really be able to use that excuse over the break. So maybe starting the momentum of actually trying to exercise. We'll see how that goes. But you know what? I should be positive about it. I'm going to try to exercise at least a few times a week during winter break.
And a little birdie told me you have an exercise room too now. So that's and you were nice to Amazon on Amazon Prime Day. So
that is not completely
you took the first step, right?
Yes, you're right. I do have an exercise room with stuff, but I did not go crazy on Amazon Prime Day. But you're right. Anyways, yes. So definitely have to start using that over the break. That would be my goal. Thank you for outing me in front of everybody, Ricardo.
My pleasure. What else am I here for?
Oh, goodness. All right, let's move on. Okay. Oh, I actually love this one. Go on a mindful walk and just taking a walk around, just kind of slowing down and taking a walk around and using your senses. What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you see, etc. There's so many things you could do on a walk, right? You could spend time with your family. You can go on a walk on your own. You can also use it as exercise as well. This is a big one. Do you go for walks, Ricardo?
So I like to go for runs, as you know, right? But it's become a tradition with my daughter that I'll go for my run every Saturday and Sunday. And the moment I get back, I don't even get to get a water. She's waiting for me with her shoes on because she's ready to go for our walk.
Aww.
And it becomes that mindful walk. We go out and we just kind of look at everything around us. We talk, we smell, we feel, and we just spend that time. And it's become such a great tradition with my daughter to do those mindful walks.
That's a really great idea, Ricardo. Actually, I think, that's something I want to build in with my daughter, because it's true. There are times that we had to walk far because we didn't have a ride. We had to walk. But, those were the moments that we actually talked to one another. We don't have that time as much to really talk to each other. And while we were walking, there wasn't anything else for us to do. We couldn't be on our phones or anything. So we were just really having these conversations that I think would have never happened if we didn't take that time. So I think you just made me realize right now that's something I'd like to try with my daughter. Maybe that's one of my goals I would do this break. And
at first when we started doing it, and it's been years now, I would be like, oh my God, I just came back from running. I don't want to do this, but it's something that I look forward to now. Like definitely when she's waiting for me, yeah. It's just it's just great. Yeah.
Right. Oh, this one's a good. My husband loves this one. He loves watching movies, so I think he would love to take time over the break to watch movies.
Right. You can watch the best Christmas movie there is, Die Hard.
Elf.
Okay, I don't think we have
the best movie. There
it
is.
Okay. As long as we agree that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I don't think it is, but we can argue about that for a long time. But anyways, yes. So yes, it would definitely take time to just watch a movie. I know theaters are starting to open up, and a lot of them don't have a lot of people going if you're concerned about that. So it would be fun to go to the theater, or even just have a movie night at home. You're together with your family, kind of get to relax and watch a movie together, laugh together. I will definitely make time for that over the break.
I know you guys as a family, that's a tradition. You guys love going to the movies like really early in the morning on a Saturday or Sunday, right? I don't go to the movies. I can't think of the last time I went to the movies, but you took my daughter and she had a great time going to the movies with your daughter. Yes.
Yeah, we love watching movies.
Perfect. Yeah, and again, you don't have to go to the movie theaters, right? We all, we can just stay home and watch a movie. Yeah, too.
Paint and draw. Oh gosh, my daughter would love if I took time to paint and draw with her. Look at this picture that we have right here. This is from one of our sessions, actually.
This is something that our amazing Lisa Reese did for us using Sketchbook, right? An app that is available on iOS or Android. And it's incredible that this was the final product, I think. This is the one that I did? Can't remember.
No, it's not the one you did. It's the one that she did. Nice try. And like it says right here, art is just so special. It helps us, and it's a great way to get in touch with emotions and just letting your kids draw, but not just the kid, just us in general. When's the last time you took time to draw, Ricardo?
Last week when we did our SEL episode.
This episode right here. I knew it. That wasn't a good question, but sometimes in our activities, we take time to draw, and it's such a powerful thing, just to be able to relax your mind and just freely draw. And I think it's a opportunity that we don't give ourselves a lot of the time, and we don't realize how powerful it is unless we try. So I suggest that you take at least one moment over the break to try to just draw, just for fun, not for perfection, but just to be able to just kind of relax and reflect. Yeah, I loved it.
That was so much fun.
Practice kindness. Oh, this is kind of similar to our one that we did earlier, right? But maybe just smaller things too. So there's a picture of my daughter here. She's writing a letter to her teacher. So maybe just writing a note to somebody, giving someone a compliment. I know when I'm out and about, sometimes I think of a compliment in my mind, but I'm shy to say it, but I'll force myself to say it, because you never know what a difference that will make to the person you give the compliment to, right? It doesn't matter if they're a stranger or not. And not once have I gotten anyone give me a weird look. Every time I've done it, they've been thankful for it. And if I receive one too, it just makes my day. So, just small things like that too. I mean, I see my neighbors around and sometimes they're working on something. And if my daughter and I can, we'd like to help them. We don't get anything out of it, just feeling good about it and knowing that we're being helpful. So,
I was, it's never happened to me before, but it did today. I was in the line for Starbucks, and then when I went to pay, someone said, "Oh, the person in front of you paid for you already." So the whole pay it forward. So it never happened to me before until today. So ended up doing the same thing, right? I took care of the next one, and made me feel good, not because I was paying for the next person, just the fact that someone did that for me. That was just great today.
And doesn't it inspire you to, like you said, pay it forward? Like something good happens to you and you want to do it for someone else.
Can I tell you that it changed my entire day today? It just, that one thing changed my entire day today. Yeah, it did.
But how powerful is that? So that's for our kids and also for us too. Practice kindness throughout the break, and not just throughout the break, always, right? And it'll make a big difference for whoever's receiving it, but for you as well. So that's a big one for me, for sure. And that was the end. Oh my goodness. I was like, we can just go on and on and on, but we just wanted to take this chance. It is the very last episode of this year, not the last episode ever. You can't get rid of us that quickly. Yay!
I'm celebrating.
We know the break is coming, and we would love to spend time with you, but we are going to take a break too. So the next time you see us will be in 2022. So happy holidays and happy new year to you. And we hope you enjoy time with your family and enjoy time to relax and take care of yourselves. And Ricardo, I'm stealing all the words. Go ahead.
No. You said it best. I think, again, we're so blessed to have the chance to join you guys every week, and we don't take it for granted. And we wish you just great time during this break that we have. And we're going to try to also relax.
Yes. And so when we come back, we're going to continue on our SEL series. And but we're not going to think about that right now. We're going to try to relax. We're going to make it through one more day before our break starts, and then we are going to relax. Right, Ricardo?
Correct.
Okay. You heard that, everybody. Can't make me work over the break. All right, everyone. See you next year.
Happy holidays.